Welcome to another one of our cooking on wood burning cook stoves. The stove is hot. Here's the lifter, basically a Kalamazoo lifter. I had these sent to the Tomahawk Foundry, or I sent them, and they sent some others back. They made copies of it. They're hard to find today. There's a shaker handle here, or notch, and then the lift these, like this. We've got a nice fire going in there with hardwood. We've got onions and mushrooms and gravy over here on this old skillet, if you can see that. My grandfather traded whiskey for that. He was a bootlegger in Indian Territory, Cherokee bootlegger. Anyway, that's all he could do. I'm going to cook some hamburgers, and I use this hamburger press. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these or not, but this is an old one. And you put a ball of hamburger meat in there and press it. You can make it as thin or as thick as you want to. I made ours in maximum thickness. And we're going to use this spray here. And we're going to spray our little white cooking skillet here. Now it comes down, if you can see it there, it has holes in it. And I'm going to spray this, and we're going to cook and use this like a barbecue pit. If you can get one of these still today. Right there like that. Move this out of the way over here. And we'll put that out of the way. Down here is a wood pile. Now we're going to get our skillet real good and hot here. This skillet with holes in it. Fire is going, the oven is about 300 degrees. Here's our hamburgers. I've already seasoned them and everything. And we're going to put them there frozen. If you could look down in here, you could see that we're going to put these right over the holes. We got our little spatula turner here. It'll take a while to cook that. Now, another thing we do is we got a lid. And this lid is just about the right size to keep the heat there like that. Now, these are probably 15 or 20% fat. As the fat burns out of them, it's going to go down into the stove and will make fire more. A little hotter fire. Here we got over here, we got our skillet. With our onions and sauce that go with it. You can see that, that's the skillet, a steel skillet from yesteryear, a long time ago. We got our cap, we'll just put it over out of the way. For now, put this up here. You don't want to leave this hooked in there, because if you do, it's going to get very hot. Now, we have some like this. This is actually, as far as I know, that's a Kalamazoo. Lifter. Now you can leave these in here like that, but it still is kind of warm. But the expanded metal on that, the wire keeps the heat a little bit away from there some. Now these Kalamazoos are very hard to come by. You can hardly get one. I was very lucky to find this one. So we're going to cook that. You can watch it cooking. There it goes. Got a little spatula up here. Now up here you got warming ovens. The warming ovens here are about 140 degrees in there right now. Warming ovens. Here's another shaker here, and also here's another Kalamazoo lifter right there. This one I got on eBay or something. This here, down here, if you can see this, This shakes the coals down like that into a ash pan down below. So we're cooking away here. That is our hamburger press. This one here is probably 60 or 70 years old, I imagine. It's got 2 screw holes where you could screw it on top of a counter, and you can actually take it apart. But it makes hamburgers as thick as you saw there. A little fan on the back of the stove here. This circulates heat, and it is done not by battery or anything but by the heat. The convection heat goes up in there and makes the fan turn, and it'll blow heat out across. Let's see how our hamburgers are doing here. They're cooking away in this nice hot fire. The oven on this Kalamazoo President model is solid cast iron around. Most of the wood-burning cook stoves do not have a solid cast iron oven, but this one does. The President model. Over on this side of the stove, here, underneath that, now it's got a permanent cover on there where you can't lift it up. But there's also lift lids for these things. This one here just makes it a nice working space there. But that down in there would be what we call a hot water reservoir. And this one here even had a spigot where you could get the water out of there. Most of the other ones don't have that. This one here, most of them you reach in there with a dipper or with a pitcher and get your hot water. On the Kalamazoo President, you got a place right here where you can put wood in. You can lift this whole thing up on this model and put long pieces of wood in there. And there are different types of plate caps, stove caps you can use. Here's one here you can get and put that on top of there if you're cooking beans or something. The bottom of the pot won't get hot, or if you're cooking spaghetti sauce for a long period of time, it'll keep it from burning. Here's another top like that. As you turn it here, this thing lifts up, and it keeps it's pretty warm, but it lifts up and keeps the heat a little bit dispersed. It's a little register that turns. Of course, you've got your solid plate caps here. Here's another one over here that you can lift out the middle and put a pot of coffee or something in there. And the pots used to be, make them at that time to where they fit down in there. A skillet many times had a round place on the bottom of it that would fit right down here. Like that. You can put your cooking utensil there, your pot, whatever. And of course this one here is going right along now. I made this one out of a piece of rebar. This is the poker, and I put a handle on it that I got from a birch tree here on the creek. So I use this a lot. A lot of times your stoves dry out the air in the room, so you might want to put a pot of water on here, and it will put some humidity in the room. Same thing with this one here. It whistles when you get it on there. But we we got all that out of the way for right now. Stir this a little bit. Keep this warm. This is cooked now. So actually, to keep that warm, I can actually put the whole skillet in the oven. Like that. That'll stay 150 degrees or so in there. Hamburger cooking. That'll make the fire go in the stove. Now it's going to get some grease on top of the cooking area of the stove, but that's all right because you can put bacon grease up there, or olive oil is what I use because it doesn't have any salt in it, and it'll preserve the top and make it nice and shiny like a gun barrel. Cook it right along there. You can cook biscuits, cornbread, whatever you want to in that stuff, open. And actually I have got an electric convection oven in there, and this oven will cook better than that one will in there. I mean, it's not a cheap one, it's about $1,500, $2,000 oven, convection oven, but it just doesn't cook like this. Marilyn, is that right? That convection oven in there does not cook like this wood-burning cook stove.
Oh, it doesn't.
This just outdoes it. Nothing like wood. Besides that, everything that you use, whether it's natural gas or whatever you use to cook something with, it's going to taste a little bit like that. And in an electric oven, you still got your ozone type thing in there that it goes into the food if you've got a good enough sense of taste. This, everybody likes wood burning. We have charcoal, barbecue pits and all that kind of stuff, and this one here, you're cooking right with wood, and if you want to put hickory in there or oak or whatever, it just makes it smell better. We're using some almond wood, and we're also using pecan wood. You can cook steaks on this like this. You can cook chicken or whatever. And if you want to bake something or have barbecue ribs or something, you can take the ribs and cook them in there until the meat almost falls off of them. Then you can take them up here and braise them like this. I hope you're enjoying this. I enjoy doing these for you. We have probably 1,000 downloads a month on wood burning cook stoves. I've got several of them out there, the videos. This here, again, and these wood burning cook stoves, I see a lot of people out there, they don't have any firebox liners in these things. Now, they put their wood right in front. You can't put wood in front of these things if you've got a firebox liner in them, and firebox liner will keep from burning the stove up. Down here you've got your ash pan. There's an ash pan there inside. You shake it, the ashes down. We just emptied this one today. And you got your door on there. Now this one says Kalamazoo President Model, made in 8/18/1936, it says. You can go on my website and look at these other ones, and I have got a short video there of the Kalamazoo factory grinding the top of these. And if you look on the top of this, you can see the grind marks when they ground this thing at the Kalamazoo factory in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So many from 1936 to now. It's almost 100 years old. This one probably was made maybe a little bit earlier than that, because these I've got different ones of these. The covers. Here's one right here. 1934 Kalamazoo Liberty model. 1934. Another one here is Kalamazoo President, but they break the ears off of these. As you can see, like on that side there, the ear's broken off. And I need to weld it back on to braze it, what you have to do. But I don't have the piece. I'd have to make the piece also. And this one here is actually broken off on both sides, but this is a Liberty model. And this is another President. Looks like they're just about done. So, we'll be taking those off in just a few moments. Get our lifter here. Take that off of there. Put that down on top of there. And you can see a little bit of smoke coming off of the seal because this is going to leak some grease, but we'll reach over here if I can get around this. All you have to do is just wipe that, and you've got a nice looking stove again. And then you can just throw that in the wood box there, and you've got that. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and come back again. I'll try to, this is the first time I've ever done a cooking video. I'm going to cook some cornbread in here. I'm going to do different things. Of course, now we got the onions and the sauce and the mushrooms up there. We'll just get that out. It's set at 150 degrees in there. Thank you for watching. Please come back again.